Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to all students of AWC 9 in our online session. I am Dr. Selima Sultana, Associate Professor of Pharmacology and Therapeutics. Today I will discuss about introduction of antihypertensive drugs. Before enter into the antihypertensive drugs, we should go through the physiology of blood pressure. What is blood pressure? Blood pressure, it is the lateral pressure exerted by blood vessel on flowing blood. Blood pressure is equal to cardiac output into total peripheral resistance, and cardiac output is equal to stroke volume into heart rate. Now, stroke volume is equal to force of contraction into heart rate, and systolic blood pressure depends upon cardiac output and the diastolic blood pressure depends upon total peripheral resistance. And the stroke volume depends on blood volume, venous return, length, strength and integrity of the myocardial fibers and some ions. Normal blood pressure is regulated by baroreceptor reflex system and renin-angiotensin-aldosterone system. Blood pressure is exerted at four sites: arteriole, that is resistance vessels, post-capillary venules, that is capacitance vessels, and the heart and kidney. Now, the neuronal control of heart. Upper part of the heart is supplied mainly by the parasympathetic nerve, and the whole heart is supplied mainly by the sympathetic nerve. Parasympathetic supply is most powerful and is essential for life. There is no blood parasympathetic supply in the blood vessels. There is only sympathetic supply, but there are receptors in the blood vessels for parasympathetic supply. Sympathetic supply is complete supply of the heart. Parasympathetic is powerful and is essential for life, but it is less than sympathetic supply. Now, the autonomic control of the heart. Sympathetic activity acting through beta-1 adrenergic receptors, which increases heart rate, force of contraction, heart rate, contractility and automaticity, but reduces cardiac efficiency in relation to oxygen consumption. The beta-1 adrenergic receptors act by increasing cyclic AMP formation, which increases calcium current, and the parasympathetic activity acts through the muscarinic M2 receptors, causes cardiac slowing, decreased force of contraction. M2 receptors inhibit cyclic AMP formation and also open potassium channel, which causes hyperpolarization. Now, the total peripheral resistance. Arteriole is the site of total peripheral resistance. Tone of arteriole depends on sodium ion. Arteriole has thick muscular coat and it is innervated by sympathetic supply, causes increased vasoconstriction, and parasympathetic supply causes decreased vasoconstriction. Arteriolar tone may be increased by many factors such as ions, there is sodium ion, calcium ion, increases blood pressure, increases vasoconstriction, and aldosterone, angiotensin 2, etc. increases vasoconstriction. Circulatory amines such as noradrenaline, adrenaline, dopamine, etc. increases vasoconstriction. And arteriolar dilatation caused by potassium ion, bradykinin, prostaglandin. This causes vasodilatation and decreases blood pressure. Now, the hormonal control of blood pressure. Renin is also a hormone plus enzyme. Renin is secreted from juxtaglomerular apparatus of kidney due to renal anoxia, adrenergic activity or sodium depletion. Renin converts a circulating glycoprotein, that is angiotensinogen, into the biologically inert substance angiotensin 1, which is then converted to angiotensin 2 by angiotensin converting enzyme, which is highly potent vasoconstrictor substance. Angiotensinogen, from angiotensinogen, angiotensin 1 is formed, and from angiotensin 1, angiotensin 2 is formed. Angiotensin 2 is a powerful vasoconstrictor, causes release of adrenaline and release of aldosterone, and this increases the blood pressure. Now, the kininogen kallikrein system. In this system, bradykinase is produced and bradykinin causes vasodilatation directly causes vasodilatation and also causes release of prostaglandin, which causes vasodilatation. And angiotensin converting enzyme causes breakdown of bradykinin and produce inactive products which increases blood pressure. Now the grading of blood pressure. Normally the systolic blood pressure may be 120 mm of mercury and diastolic blood pressure is 80 mm of mercury. In prehypertensive patients, systolic blood pressure is 121 to 129 mm of mercury and diastolic pressure is 81 to 89 mm of mercury. In hypertensive patients, there may be grade 1, grade 2 and grade 3. In grade 1, systolic blood pressure is 130 to 160 mm of mercury and diastolic blood pressure is 90 to 99 mm of mercury. In grade 2, systolic blood pressure is more than 160 mm of mercury and diastolic blood pressure is more than 100 mm of mercury. In grade 3, systolic blood pressure more than 200 mm of mercury and diastolic blood pressure more than 120 mm of mercury. What is hypertension? Hypertension is the persistent rise of blood pressure above the normal range. Now the classification of hypertension. Clinically, hypertension is of three types. It may be normal, mild to moderate or severe hypertension. In normal hypertension, the systolic blood pressure is 120 mm of mercury and the diastolic blood pressure is 80 mm of mercury. And mild to moderate hypertension, the systolic blood pressure is 140 to 160 mm of mercury and the diastolic blood pressure is 90 to 100 mm of mercury. In severe hypertension, systolic blood pressure is more than 200 mm of mercury and the diastolic blood pressure is more than 120 mm of mercury. Etiologically, hypertension is of two types. Primary hypertension or essential hypertension is still to be investigated and secondary hypertension. The causes of secondary hypertension are kidney cause, that is glomerulonephritis, pyelonephritis, nephrotic syndrome, coarctation of abdominal aorta, collagen disease, that is SLE, polyarteritis nodosa, endocrine disease such as thyrotoxicosis, acromegaly, Cushing syndrome, pheochromocytoma, drugs such as OCP, steroids, etc. Now the diagnosis of hypertension. Blood pressure should be measured in 3 different sittings and in 3 different postures on the patient in basal condition. Measurement of blood pressure in the morning after an overnight sound sleep and confirm that there is secondary pathology in the body of the patient leads to hypertension or there is no secondary pathology in the body and it is a case of primary hypertension. The patient may be symptomatic or asymptomatic. In both cases, treatment should be given because hypertension is a grave disease. It may produce severe complications. Now the treatment of hypertension. There will be non-drug approach or non-drug treatment or non-pharmacological treatment or drug treatment or drug therapy or pharmacological therapy. In non-drug treatment, at first there is obesity. If there is obesity, reduce obesity. Weight, because weight is directly proportional to hypertension, because in obese person, increased insulin secretion causes increased sodium retention by kidney with isoosmotic amount of water, and this causes increased blood volume, increased blood pressure and increased vessel tone and increased peripheral resistance, which causes increased blood pressure. There is sympathetic dominance over the parasympathetic activity. Diet. First class protein and animal fat should be avoided. Seafood is preferred. Plenty of vegetables and high fiber containing food should be taken. Salt. Salt should be restricted. If sodium ion is taken, it causes volume dependent hypertension. Daily requirement is 40 to 80 gram. Reduction of 5 gram of salt reduces systolic pressure by 12 mm of mercury and diastolic pressure by 6 mm of mercury. Exercise. Regular isometric exercise is required. It decreases catecholamine level and increases atrial natriuretic factor, which causes natriuresis with isoosmotic amount of water. Decreased blood volume, decreased blood pressure, also decreases sympathetic overactivity. Smoking. Smoking causes nicotine. Because nicotine increases blood pressure, smoking also increases atherosclerosis. And avoid alcohol and mental tension, anxiety and should be reduced. What are the aims of treatment? To avoid complications such as stroke, myocardial infarction, renal failure, and other complications. Threshold and targets for treatment. The British Hypertension Society guidelines require that antihypertensive drug therapy may be initiated when sustained blood pressure exceeds 160 by 100 mm of mercury, when blood pressure range is 140 to 159, 90 to 99 mm mercury, and there is evidence of target organ damage, cardiovascular disease, or a 10-year chronic heart disease risk over 15%, or for diabetes when blood pressure exceeds 140 by 90 mm of mercury. The optimal target is to lower blood pressure below 2 or below 140 by 85 mm mercury in non-diabetics and 140 by 80 mm mercury in diabetes, and WHO recommended 130 by 85 mm of mercury. Now, the classification of antihypertensive drugs alphabetically. There are ACE inhibitors, that is angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitors, beta blockers, calcium channel blockers, and diuretics. Others are alpha blockers, both alpha beta blockers and alpha methyl dopa clonidine, etc. In angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitors, there are captopril, lisinopril, enalapril, ramipril, etc. In ARB angiotensin receptor blockers, there are losartan, valsartan. Beta blocker, there may be propanolol, atenolol, metoprolol, bisoprolol, pindolol, etc. In calcium channel blocker, there are nifedipine, amlodipine, verapamil, diltiazem, etc. Diuretics such as thiazide and furosemide. Alpha blockers are prazosin, terazosin, doxorubicin, phentolamine, tamsulosin, etc. Both alpha and beta blocker are labetalol, carvedilol. Now, the angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitors. Angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitors, the mechanism of action is angiotensin. From angiotensin 1, angiotensin 2 is formed by angiotensin converting enzyme. This angiotensin 2 acts on zona glomerulosa of adrenal cortex and causes release of aldosterone, which acts on the distal convoluted tubule of kidney and causes reabsorption of sodium ion and water and increases extracellular fluid, and thus increases blood volume and ultimately increases blood pressure. And this also acts on the angiotensin 2 receptor on blood vessel, causes vasoconstriction, increased total peripheral resistance, and thus increases blood pressure. Now, the indications of angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitors and angiotensin receptor blocker are hypertension following myocardial infarction, heart failure, diabetic nephropathy, and progressive renal insufficiency. The contraindications of angiotensin converting enzymes are renal artery stenosis, aortic stenosis, pregnancy, angioedema, and hypertension. The adverse effects of angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitors are persistent dry cough, fast dose phenomenon, impaired renal function, hyponatremia, hyperkalemia, phytotoxic, neutropenia, skin rash, anorexia, proteinuria, and pancreatitis. And the classification of beta blockers on the basis of solubility may be lipid soluble, propanolol, indolol, may be water soluble, atenolol, metoprolol, bisoprolol, etc. According to receptor selectivity, there may be selective and non-selective. Selective beta blockers are atenolol, metoprolol, bisoprolol, etc. and non-selective are propanolol, pindolol, etc. Mechanism of action of beta blockers are blocks beta 1 receptor of heart and decreases heart rate and force of contraction, decreases cardiac output and blood pressure. It also blocks beta 1 receptor of juxtaglomerular apparatus of kidney, which decreases renin secretion, inhibit renin, angiotensin, aldosterone system, and decreases blood pressure, and thus decreases anxiety and tension. Indications of beta blockers are cardiovascular system, hypertension, angina pectoris, myocardial infarction, cardiac arrhythmia, and CNS, migraine, anxiety, tension, tremor, alcohol withdrawal, etc. And endocrine, thyrotoxicosis, acromegaly, Cushing syndrome, pheochromocytoma, and ophthalmic glaucoma. And contraindications of beta blockers are insidious heart block, sinus bradycardia, hypertension, cardiogenic with COPD, cardiogenic shock, peripheral vascular disease, and respiratory system, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, pleural effusion, severe depression. Others, diabetic patient getting insulin after prolonged fasting, and liver and kidney disease. And adverse effects of beta blockers are bradycardia, bronchoconstriction, heart block, hypoglycemia, peripheral vascular disease, decrease HDL and increase LDL, and nightmare. And calcium channel blockers are dihydropyridines, nifedipine, amlodipine, etc. Phenylalkyl amines, principally verapamil, and benzothiazepine, that's diltiazem. And indications of calcium channel blockers are hypertension, angina pectoris, supraventricular tachycardia, cardiac arrhythmia, atherosclerosis, and migraine. Adverse effect of calcium channel blockers are flushing of face, throbbing headache, palpitation, reflex tachycardia, postural hypertension, ankle edema, and constipation. And mechanism of action of calcium channel blockers are in the blood vessel. Calcium channel blocks the entry of calcium ion into the smooth muscle of blood vessels. As a result, there is no muscle contraction, vasodilatation of peripheral vessels, decreased total peripheral resistance, decreased blood pressure. In heart, dilates the main coronary vessel and decreased force of contraction and heart rate. And there are also adrenergic antagonists, names receptor blockers, neuron blockers, and ganglion blockers. These are alpha blockers, beta blockers, and both alpha beta blockers. Neuron blockers are centrally acting alpha methyl dopa, clonidine, peripheral acting reserpine, and guanethidine. And ganglion blockers are hexamethonium, trimethoprene. And mechanism of action of alpha blockers are blocks alpha 1 receptor, relaxation of smooth muscle of blood vessel, vasodilation, and decreased blood pressure. Indications of alpha blockers are severe hypertension, pheochromocytoma, benign prostatic hyperplasia, and migraine. And adverse effects of alpha blockers are postural hypotension, failure of ejaculation, meiosis, flushing, headache, and palpitation. These all about antihypertensive drugs. See you in the next session. Allah Hafiz. And stay safe, stay home.